the same time, we have this massive bureaucratic state, federal and state. And the bureaucracy has eaten away defenses for our rights. For example, in the bureaucratic state, you don't have a right to a jury trial, even when your liberty or property is taken away. That's a constitutional right deprived routinely by the administrative state. Mm-hmm. There's a thing called general warrants. These are administrative warrants which allow any amount of discovery by the state against an individual. The founding fathers were against that, and the Fourth Amendment prohibits it. Mm-hmm. Yet in the administrative state, general warrants are the order of the day. The concept of being innocent until you're proven guilty is under assault. Mm-hmm. In the administrative state, we have the opposite. Yeah. You're guilty until you prove yourself innocent, and virtually no one can prove themselves innocent. We've seen major changes recently by the Supreme Court, which are reversed this thing called the Chevron doctrine, which gave deference to these kinds of decisions. And we've seen the Supreme Court issue a decision in which it'll allow constitutional challenges to be brought first in federal court rather than have to exhaust what they call administrative remedies. So there are major changes that have taken place because the Supreme Court is going back to the Constitution and defending our rights and defending the original structure of the Constitution. But without question, on the issue of justice, we exist in a society where justice is under assault, and where you as an individual, an innocent victim of crime, for example, cannot reliably count on the justice system to arrest, prosecute, and incarcerate those who cause you injury, whether that's the theft of your property or even the taking of life. And we cannot exist as a society, we cannot persist, and we can't defend our rights to life, liberty, and property unless that changes. The law must always protect our rights. And when it's broken and it doesn't function to do that, we have major problems, because then people, it's an intentional destruction in my view. Because when you destroy rights protections, then you can induce communism. You can invite it in. You can say, oh, you're panicking. Remember, a crisis. You create a crisis by destroying the criminal justice system, and then people in the inner cities and everywhere else, but principally where there's a lot of crime, they're desperate for any kind of order. And what does that lead to? That leads to a police state